everyone. Welcome to Women for Beverages at Sylvia's Saloon. And Sylvia, that's me, and this is my saloon. And I'm so excited because today we talk to Anne-Françoise Pypaert. She's probably the most famous women brewmaster of the most famous iconic beer in the world. She is Director of Production at Brasserie Dorval in Belgium. Welcome, Anne-Françoise.
Thank you.
Very much welcome. I'm so grateful you're here. You and me, we have something in common, you know. I'd like to say this because I usually say, Orval is the beer of my life.
Yes.
I would even marry it if I could marry a beer, you know. And you see this here,
yeah.
I have even become knighted as the Saison d'Orval, which is the knighthood of your beer, of your brewery. And so I'm very proud of this. But you say, Orval is my life. And you spent more than 30 years with this beer. And I think you are kind of married to it. It's like a marriage. And so, yeah, I envy you a lot.
I passed the more than the half of my life in Orval. That's why, yes.
That's true. That's true, yes. So today we talk about Orval, we talk about success and how women contribute to the work environment. And first, let's raise a glass. What's in your glass, Anne? Are you going to surprise us, or do we know the answer? We know the answer. I have the same, I guess.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Anne-Françoise. So mine looks darker than yours, but that could be the light. What's in your glass, though?
In my glass, it's not the normal Orval. It's the Orval we do only for the abbey. You don't find this Orval on the market because we produce that only for the auberge near the abbey, and also for the monks and the people who do a retreat in Orval.
Yes.
It's a light Orval.
A light version. And I know it's in some beer bar also available, isn't it?
So
around the monastery, yes.
Only in the auberge around the monastery.
Okay. Yeah, you said this, right? Yes. Okay, I see. Very well. So mine is usual Orval, but it was bottled in 21, so it's kind of matured.
Yes. 2 years. Yes, it's a matured Orval, and you have the Brettanomyces effect in your beer.
I definitely have that. Yes, exactly. So let's start with the first question. Orval is such an iconic beer, as I said, and it's the favorite of so many brewmasters, and everyone wants to know the little secrets or the big secrets. Can you please explain us the fermentation and the conditioning process of Orval?
Okay. In Orval, we produce beer with only malt. We don't use other grain. And the fermentation, we have a fermentation of 6 days. We begin the fermentation at 16 degrees, and the temperature is rising to 24. We cool the beer to keep 24 degrees until the end of the fermentation. After the 6 days, at this type of fermentation, the first fermentation, we have only 1 strain of yeast. It's a Saccharomyces cerevisiae. But we use 2 other strains of yeast for the re-fermentation bottle. But we put this yeast in the lagering and in the bottle.
I see.
After the fermentation, we transfer the beer to the lagering tank, and in the lagering tank we have we put pellets of hops for dry hopping, and the hop stays in the beer during 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks, at the temperature of 15 degrees. After 2 weeks, we transfer the beer in the bottle, but during the transfer, we centrifuge the beer to take off all the yeast, and we add fresh yeast, fresh Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the 2 strains, and the Brettanomyces inside the bottle. At the bottling, we do also the adjustment for sugar for the re-fermentation bottle. We do a pre-saturation of the beer with CO2. And yes, we have the possibility to cool the beer and to correct the color if it's necessary with caramel. And we do all the dosage during the transfer between the lagering tank and the filler.
The dosage of anything
of sugar for the re-fermentation bottle, yeast, CO2, colorant if it's necessary. Yes, we do all the dosage at this moment.
Wow. And how long is the bottle conditioning? Is there a bottle conditioning at all?
We keep the beer after bottling. We keep the beer 3 weeks, minimum 3 weeks before to sell it, and the beer stays at 16, 17 degrees. It's a cold re-fermentation in bottle.
Wow, interesting. It's a lot of yeast and lots of going on, right? I mean, it's very complex.
Yes, complex because the re-fermentation continue after the 3 weeks. In the beginning, it's only the Saccharomyces cerevisiae that works in bottle, and this yeast use the sugar. But after 2 or 3 months, the Brettanomyces begins to grow up, and we begin to see the effect of the Brettanomyces after 3 months.
I see.
And this yeast contributes for the oldness of our oval.
Yeah, I see. So the effects of Brettanomyces kick in later, and first you only have the dry hopping aroma, which is prevalent, and then the bread taste kicks in later.
Yeah, at the beginning we have a very fresh hop aroma, and the beer is very fruity. But the bitterness is stronger, and when the beer, with the age of the beer, the fruity aroma disappears, and the hoppy aroma also for the and we have we keep a banana aroma in all the beer, but we have also Brettanomyces effect, little bit like leathery aroma. But the beer, the mouthfeel of the beer is better with the oldness because the CO2 content is very high. We arrive at when the fermentation is completely finished, we arrive to 9.5 gram per liter of CO2 content.
I see.
Yes.
So that's why I had so much foam initially.
Yes, it's the reason why.
Very carefully then.
Yeah. Yes.
I see. Very good. So, as we mentioned, you have worked for 31 years at the brewery.
Yes.
And since 2013, so for 10 years now, you are the production director. That's a long career.
Yes.
So what are your greatest achievements from your point of view?
For me, it's the achievement that we have done the two last year, because we have built a new fermenting hall for the storage of the beer. And we have, at the same time, we have put a new bottling line, and a very modern line, because we used the Dynafil bottling, the filler, Dynafil filler. It's the third machine in the world. And with this machine, for our product, we can fill the bottle with 6 grams of CO2, and without to cool the beer. We can. The temperature is not very important to fill with this machine.
Okay, so it's easier.
Yes.
So that are very recent achievements then.
Yes, the bottling line turned only since 1 year.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
I see. Very good. So you were the first woman who ever worked in a Trappist brewery, and you were the first at Brasserie d'Orval.
Yes, in production. Yes, I'm the first.
In production. Okay.
Yeah.
So now that you told me that there are many more women in the production, but overall at Orval, I estimate 30 to 50% women work there. I don't know.
Oh no, it's maybe less. I think we are 20% of women in the brewery. And
in the brewery, and overall, how many are you? 20?
Overall.
20 women and the entire staff?
No, 20%. We have 10 women. On 40, we are 47 people with the cheese factory too, and we are 10. We are 10 women.
10 women. So, but from your experience, how do women contribute to a work environment? Because you started growth, right? You were the first, and now there's more.
Yes, people say that when there is woman in the brewery, the spirits are more quiet in the in the environment of the brewery is more quiet. I don't know why, but the people are more, the respect is better when we have women in the environment.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's more friendly maybe. And yeah, there's more countenance.
Yes. There's more countenance.
Everybody behaves maybe a little bit better. So, I can imagine when you say that. Yes. All right. So, dear friends, as always, if you want to learn more about Anne-Françoise and Orval, you can read the text portrait. There is a link under the video in the description notes, and you will find both this video and the text also on mybeviale.com, the portal of the big trade show Braubeviale in Nuremberg. And now to finish this wonderful session, I have a few keywords for you, Anne-Françoise, and I invite you to comment on these.
Okay.
So the first one is cheese.
Cheese, Orval is not only a beer, it's also a cheese. And we produce in the brewery, in the cheese department, we produce 440 tons of cheese every year. Yes.
Yeah. And you set up the cheese production, by the way, right?
Yes. I work in I have the both activity.
Yes.
Cheese and beer.
Yes, I see. Sylvie Decker.
Sylvie Decker is my assistant, and she's also brew engineer. And she has done a PhD in the KU Leuven at the University in Belgium.
Yeah.
And she contributes to the the research on the hydrophobin. It's the molecule that are responsible of the gushing, the primary gushing in the beer.
And you told me that she's your assistant, like you were the assistant of Jean-Marie Roch.
Yes.
And you want her also to be your successor. Is this?
I hope so. Yes, yes.
I mean, you've still got time, and let's say if everything goes well, she will be your successor.
Yes, yes. We continue with women in the future.
Yeah,
of the brewery of art.
That's a good thing. So, Lips of Faith.
Lips of Faith. It was a collaboration with New Belgium in United States, in Colorado. I do it with Peter Pypaert, and we collaborate on a beer, a Christmas beer.
Yes. I know it was a dark ale with spruce tips.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes, yes. And with Brettanomyces too.
And Brettanomyces, of course. Will you do more collabs?
No. I don't do more collabs because I think it's not very well seen in the monastery. That's why.
I see. Yes, of course. And the last one, Togo.
Togo is my second country because my husband comes from Togo, and I go there every year, every 2 years, and I have a part of my family there, and my heart is also in Togo. And in the future, when I will be retired, probably I will continue to have some activity there.
This sounds so wonderful. I think this is so great. It was such a pleasure talking to you, Anne-Françoise. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was a pleasure for me too.
Yes, and I wish you lots of success. And
thank you.
And I hope to see you in your brasserie, in your workplace soon.
You're welcome.
Be a great honor to see you again. And so, everyone, thank you for attending. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.